Hi, and welcome to day 25 of 30 Days of Night, a photo marathon where I shoot one roll of film every day for 30 days with 30 cameras. I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for this one. Today I'm going to be shooting with the Canon A-1. Let me show you my main concern with this camera. I replaced the front light seal myself. I've never done it before and I haven't tested it yet. So we have a look here. Today my images will be captured on Kodak Tri-X 400. I feel like my meter's off by an f-stop. I'm getting Sunny 16 at 1/1000 instead of 1/500 or 1/400. So I might end up changing my development after.
Remind yourselves why you came here today, what the cause is, and just how good and beautiful city that we live in. And again, we're sharing this experience with 45 other cities across the globe today. So I'm going to bring in our last and our first instructor, Mr. Hypnothis.
Number 6, number 7, 8, right number 9, 10, and 11.
Other than that, yoga marathon is pretty dead on Stephen Ave. I'm gonna make a long circle around back to the car. I was under a bridge again and I couldn't help but notice how close the focusing is. I'm gonna try and make it my goal to shoot macro shots for my remaining 10 frames. It says it's only 14 degrees out. That's horse. Sometimes when people do stuff like this, I feel like they leave it here for people like me. Okay, I'm back at home now to have a bite and recharge my batteries. I've only got like 6 or 7 shots left, so you know, not too bad so far today. I guess by charging my batteries, I meant eating 2 Big Macs with bacon and passing out for 4 hours. Nonetheless, I'm up and at 'em now. I just gotta charge my phone for a bit and then I'm off again. Actually, scratch that. It's 7 o'clock, I'm losing light fast. I've only got about 6 shots left and I know exactly where I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm back on Center Street. There were a couple of things that I wanted to take a photo of yesterday, but I ran out of film. So I'm back here now. I've got a similar focal length. Yesterday I had a 35 to 70. Today I've got a 28. So it's not too bad. It's gonna be different, but I'm still gonna try and get a macro or macro-like shots for the end of it. I just stopped into a used record store and they had an old Brownie sitting up on the shelf, so I asked if I could take a picture of it. I felt bad just walking in there and taking pictures. So I bought some banana toffee. I took my last few shots of this right here. Man, that looks so cool. And with the wide angle, I think it'll turn out really good. Can you tell the sun's setting? I've got the phone shadow right on my face. Okay, so now that I've taken all my shots, I'm gonna head back to the car, get home, and get developing. Okay, my first concern of the day before I even pull the film out is, did the front seal stay? Through all that heat and all that kind of stuff, is the front seal still in place? Yes, sir, it is. Okay, that's the first piece of good news. Here's the second. I mentioned earlier I thought the meter was off. I'm gonna go take my external light meter and compare it to this, and I'm gonna develop based on that. Just as I had suspected, the meter reading is 1 full f-stop off. Let me give you a little illustration of what's going on. So on Sunny 16, the camera said 1/1000. Obviously we know that's not true, because I only had 400 speed film in there. So the meter would give me something like 1/500 in that case. 1 stop difference. This is too dark. The longer the shutter's open, the more light gets in. If it's 1 stop too dark, that means that I'll have to develop at 800 ISO. While I'm going through all this trouble though, there is one other thing I should probably do, which is shutter test this thing. Now I'm not going to test every single shutter speed, but I am going to test the 1/1000 because I think that those ones tend to give the most trouble and tell you how the rest of the game is going to go. One over 684 every time. Let's see what 1/500 does. See, now 1/500 is 1/424. Close enough where I wouldn't want to make any allowances for differences. .405, still well within a decent range. Let's check out the 250. .234. Okay, so only 1/1000 is a little on the slow side, so I'm not going to make any compensation for the shutter speeds today. Okay, now that it's in the tank, I'm actually gonna let my phone charge and back up all my files for today. Then I'm gonna develop it. Come on, damn it. My arms are gonna get tired. I'm gonna get a tripod very quickly. Don't you change on me yet. Oh, there it goes. Yes! Okay, now that I'm into the 4 digits, the pressure's on. My standing water is at 67 Fahrenheit, but my distilled water, I think, is at exactly 68. Yeah, 68. So distilled water wins today for developing. One thing that's changed since the beginning is that I'm definitely more concerned about water flow than getting the exact temperature right. As long as I keep the water on to a strength where it doesn't overflow at the top and it continually drains out the bottom, I'm not as concerned about the temperature. I think having a temperature at 65 instead of 68 is a pretty fair exchange for having consistent water flow and not having to exchange it at any point during the process. It might be a little contrasty, but whatever. Yeah, there's some shots that are pretty bang on or close to it. You can see lights and darks. And then there's other shots like this one, where I feel like the shadows are going to be almost black. It was a weird lighting situation. It was midday, so I'm not surprised. I can only imagine how these would have turned out if I didn't correct for the metering. When I finished the wash, I found that it was set to this and not this. So So it was a little cloudy. I had to re-rinse it just for a couple minutes, but it's all good now. Here are today's highlights. This was taken at a Buddhist temple. These were wedged under the bridge. Here's today's top pick. I like it because it shows how people can be both creative and lazy at the same time.